What's going on, YouTube? This is Aisha the Goddess, and I got some stuff to talk about. It's a couple of days after a whole lot of stuff went down. Um, to recap, two black men were killed, then five police officers were killed. Then it's been little dottings of things that are going on across the country that are very concerning. As far as I go, I'm just talking about me right now. I was very upset when the things that happened. Okay, first black man got killed. This was the thing with the first one. The first one got wrestled to the ground. He was selling some CDs outside the store, and he got wrestled to the ground. And somebody hollered gun, and police shot him point blank. My upset, the reason I'm making this video is because it's a couple of things that are misunderstood. They think that the upset is about, well, for me, my upset is not the life that was lost. Of course it is, but that's not the bigger picture. The bigger picture is, and the reason why the Black Lives movement started, the Black Lives Matter movement started, is because in my neighborhood, where I grew up at, where I moved to when I was grown, where I'm living at right now, the majority of the police that I have encountered have a God complex. They feel like they can do whatever they want, whenever they want, and you are not allowed to say anything. You are not allowed to argue with them. If you argue with them, you get arrested. You are not allowed to question them. If you question them, they get very nasty. If you get nasty back, you get arrested. It's basically like they treat you like you don't have any rights. They treat you like, and to be perfectly honest, I don't know if that's a black or white thing because I don't live in a white neighborhood. I'm not surrounded by white people. I don't know if police treat white people differently. To be perfectly honest, I don't know. I do know what I see, and I do know that it's wrong. And if it's being done because of a certain skin color, it's even more wrong. I think that it's getting to the point where people are getting tired of being treated less than by an institution that is supposed to be there for them, that our taxes pay their salaries, and we're treated like we work for them. I've been pulled over for routine traffic stops that were just completely ignorant. I got a ticket written for. I'm just show you how the judicial system works in this country. I was pulled over. I was written a ticket for not stopping at a stop sign. I stopped at the stop sign. I don't know what the heck this police officer thought he saw, but I stopped at that stop sign. So he wrote me the ticket, it was no problem. He asked me a couple of questions, like, where you going? I was like, I was going to my friend's house around the corner. And he followed me back to her house even after he gave me the ticket. And who is it? What you want? Yeah, you can get one. Sorry about that. Y'all know how my kid commercials are on my channel. So anyway, when I got to my friend's house, my friend lives in a predominantly white area. She said that there were people that, driving around the neighborhood, and the neighbors were complaining about basically a lot of black people being in the area. So the police were pulling over black people. That's why he asked me where I was going. And because it was such a curious question, like, why would he ask me where I was going? And they're handing out tickets to deter people from coming into the area because black people come into the area, they're playing loud music. It's a lot of them in the car. They get out, they're loud. Now, don't get me wrong, these are stereotypes. However, the neighborhood complained about it. So I guess they had instructed the police to pull over anybody for anything. So I got a ticket and I didn't do anything. So when I go to court, they ask me, how do you plead? I plead not guilty. The judge says, now the officer who gave me the ticket is there. The judge says, why are you not guilty? So I explained to the judge what happened. I said, and I was, this is the thing. You know how you remember something and you know you remember it because you remember um, the specific details about it? I tell the judge, this is how I know I stopped. As I was coming to a stop, I looked to my right. There was a boy walking, and he had um, one of those bands around his neck that I made of glow sticks, like he was at a concert. But he was just randomly walking down the street, and I thought, that's peculiar that that boy has that on. And then I drove off. That's how I know I stopped. So then I was telling her about what the people had said about how they're trying to discourage the cars coming in there. So then she asked the officer, "Did she come to a stop?" Officer said, "No, Your Honor." Said, "Was there any boy standing there with a glow stick?" The officer said, "No, Your Honor." I said, "Okay, I was going south. The officer was coming from maybe going east and then turning to go south. The boy was walking north. He wouldn't have seen the little boy because we were like, I drove off and then he got behind me. We were both going south. So I'm explaining to the judge. The judge says, well, the officer said that you didn't stop and that he didn't see no little boy. You're guilty. Gavel, next case. So in my mind, I went, so you mean to tell me I'm guilty because he said I was? He can't prove that I'm guilty, but it's my word against his, and he's going to automatically win because he's the police. That's the way the system is set up. It's not set up for justice. It's just the system is screwed up. And I learned my lesson the hard way that day. That was the first day that I really learned, like, just because you seek justice doesn't mean it's going to be served. Now, I had to pay a $200 ticket. Now, I had attitude. Fine. Okay. So I walk up to the clerk. The clerk tells me, well, we could put you on a payment plan, which pissed me off even more. What make you think I don't have $200 in my pockets? I just don't want to give it to you. I got it. Nah, nah. I'm gonna pay it right now. Here's the $200. Can I have my license back, please? Thank you. Took my license, walked out of there. Taught me two lessons. I will never again plead not guilty because at the end of the day, I'll state that because the people that plead not guilty have to wait till everybody else leaves to present their case. So I was literally in court all day. It's like it's not signed up for you. It's not set up for you to win even if you're right. I say all of that to say this. I have had break-ins happen in my house multiple times. Do you think they collected fingerprints? I said, are you gonna collect like one of them? They had broke in through the window. Why are you gonna collect fingerprints from the window? Said, well, no, we don't generally do that. But then every time I turn on the TV, they be talking about collecting fingerprints. So I'm like, they wouldn't collect the fingerprints. They are not concerned for your safety. They're not concerned for are you okay? Even though it's just the way it is. They're concerned for their safety. They're concerned to make sure they get home that night. And yes, they should be, but they should be concerned about the average citizen too. We are not animals. We are people. And we deserve to be treated like people. Now, black people, when they started the Black Lives Matter movement, it's because there are more black men and black women being killed at the hands of law enforcement than there are white men and white men. But to say Black Lives Matter, I think some white people took offense to it because they were like, well, white lives matter too. Yes, they do. Like, I could say Black Lives Matter. But what I'm doing is I'm calling attention to the problem when I say Black Lives Matter. Hey, look at this. This is something that is wrong. How come we are getting killed for things that we haven't done? Like, my boyfriend had a point to me. He said, well, my father was a cop, and my father firmly believed that if you pull a weapon out on me, I'm going to kill you because I have to make it home to my family. I understand that. I said, so what about the kids who then got shot running away and got shot in the back who didn't have a weapon? What about them? Why is it okay to kill them and the officers do not get in trouble and they didn't even have a weapon? I seen the videotape of the little boy who got shot in Chicago. Now, That particular police officer got charged with first-degree murder. I honestly feel like if the whole Black Lives Matter movement wasn't even in existence, he wouldn't have gotten charged. He shot somebody 16 times. Why do you need any? And then the little boy was on the ground not moving, and he's still putting bullets in him, and the smoke is rising up from the bullet. I cried. I cried. I could not believe that you would treat a person like that. Lives matter. Lives matter. Black, white, green, yellow, purple, Indian. Lives matter. But by me being a black person and me seeing that this is going on, I say Black Lives Matter. Hey, you, these black lives that you're taking, they matter. I really wish that white people could have not looked at it as a segregating thing and looked at it as they're killing us. Like, do you think that's right that they're killing us? Then you need to tell them, hey, those black lives matter too. It just showed me that the state that the world was in when some white people got mad instead of supporting. I have seen so much horrendous stuff on the internet these past couple of days. I'm gonna stop this video and I'll probably upload it, but I'm gonna come back with another video because I need to get this out. All right, you guys. Sub to my channel. Follow me on Facebook at Urban Awakenings on Facebook. That's my Facebook page. And Aisha the Goddess is my name on Facebook. All right. Talk to you later.